Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV at the Carlton Tower Jumeirah Hotel. Delighted to be joined by Hamza Shiraz, fresh off of his Liam Williams win, first round at the Copper Box on Saturday night. First of all, does it feel like you've been in a fight, Hamza?
Not at all. Physically, no, not at all. But I mean, social media and whatnot, yeah, it definitely does. And the biggest one of my career so far.
Has there been a noticeable difference in the traction you're getting from your previous fights? I know you went on in the Sky Sports studio yesterday, and there's probably a lot more hype now, isn't there?
Yeah, most definitely. And I think as much as it's inside the ring, it's outside the ring as well. People are seeing me for who I truly am and my morals and whatnot.
Was you expecting the fight to go that way? I know you said after the fight you didn't know it was going to be that fast, but was you expecting how dominant it was going to be?
I thought it'd be competitive for the first 6 rounds. I thought I'd have to get behind my jab, use my feet, get moving, do things I've never done before in a fight, and break him down and get him out there in the end. But listen, I'm not complaining. It happened a lot sooner than anticipated.
I think a couple of days after the fight, Queensberry released footage of yourself going up to Liam's corner and just congratulating him, and you thanked him for being one of your heroes, someone who you look up to when you was coming up the ranks. And now it was a little bit of a passing of the torch moment, but just shows your class after the fight.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I was saying earlier, when you've grown up watching these guys and you eventually share the ring with them, you have a respect for them that no other man really has, because you understand both sides. And yeah, no, it's just an honour to be in a ring with him, share the ring with him, and just be part of his history.
Did you speak to him any more at all after the fight? Was he okay?
Yeah, yesterday he dropped me a message on Instagram and just well wishing again, and that was it. And I said I'll see him around, and then just have a catch up for what it was. And it's prior to the fight, it was very respectful as well, and now we've got a newfound respect for each other as well.
Before the fight, we spoke about 2024 being the year you break out as a global star, not just a star in the UK, which you've slowly been becoming over the past 2-3 years. Is that the performance that announces you onto that stage?
Yeah, it kind of, I believe it's turned a few heads as well, and as much as it's turned the heads of the boxing experts and the purists, it's kind of turned a few casual fans as well. Obviously, Liam being linked to Chris Eubank Jr. and whatnot, it's kind of just made that performance a lot more sweeter as well. And yeah, the recognition is great, but at the same time, I can't really let it get to my head. You know what I mean? I'm way far away from the goals I want to reach and the targets I have in mind.
Was that a key target for you to better the Chris Eubank Jr. performance?
You know what? It wasn't. Prior to the fight, I said, listen, his performances against Andrade and Eubank Jr. are of no interest to me at all whatsoever. I always said I wanted to do my team and my promoter justice, and ultimately that's what it comes down to. Do you know what I mean? So I think if I did go in there trying to better them, it would have been a total different performance.
That's you headlining on TNT Sports now in front of a packed Copper Box. There's no going backwards from now. Yeah. So when you look at what is next, it only has to be step-ups now, doesn't it?
Literally that. And I think once after the fight I understood that, because I didn't understand it before the fight, because I had to see how the fight played out. And after the fight, the penny kind of dropped. It's like, now you're at that level as a kid you've kind of dreamt of, being the main event and generating a lot of people's interest, being linked to these big names. And eventually when you get in there and you beat them, you become that big name yourself. And that's ultimately where I want to be.
Since you moved up to 160, it's a 100% knockout ratio. Do you think something different's clicked now? Over in the States with Ricky, are you a completely different fighter to when you was at 154?
I wouldn't say completely different, but I definitely feel healthier. I definitely feel stronger. I definitely feel better. And just going out to LA, the camps with Ricky over there, the way we've been gelling and bonding, and having Taz as well, everything's in order. Everything's going to how it should be going as well, and it's just all about building on that momentum.
When you did move up in weight, was you always, I know throughout your career you've used your jab, but now that jab, especially on Saturday night, is probably your key power shot. Unlike everyone, we said after the fight, Frank says it's Thomas Hearns-esque. Is that what you train to do? Just hurt people with that jab? Use that as the main power shot?
Yeah, I think ever since I went to Los Angeles, they kind of drilled it in me. They said, listen, you have a very good jab, use the damn thing. And in a few of my early fights with Ricky, I kind of didn't use it and neglected it. But now we're working on it every day and we're working to perfect it. And someone who I've studied a lot is actually Golovkin. The way he uses his shoulder, the way he uses his hips, his leg, everything, just to throw that jab and not to find range to hurt you, to knock you out with a jab. That's what I've been practicing.
I don't think Golovkin's officially retired yet, so you want to call him out?
No, I'll give it a miss.
I don't blame you. Also, we spoke about how important it is for you to fight in Saudi. Can you see a clear path now? We know that the Matchroom v Queensberry card is being made. I think it works out perfectly for you with Ramadan being June 1st. After that period, is that a serious possibility?
Massive possibility. And it makes sense. I always said if I put on a good performance against Liam Williams, the opportunity that are going to come are just going to be big fights. Nathan Heaney, Liam Smith, Chris Eubank Jr., Amma Williams on that Queensberry 5 versus 5. So let's see what happens. There's loads of opportunities there, but Saudi's one I'd love to be at, and just to be able to show your skills in front of boxing royalty is a massive honour in itself.
Saudi's there, but also you've got big stadiums. Nathan Heaney, I know he's got Brad Pauls, but he needs that dance partner to sell out Stoke Stadium. We know the big chunk of it yourself. Are you that man?
I'm that man. We're both with Queensberry. I believe that he comes through Brad Pauls with ease as well, and hopefully he gets a good stoppage win, which I believe he will get. And then it makes sense, you know what I mean? In summer, it makes sense. And yeah, be great to share the ring with Nathan.
Chris Eubank Jr. has also been mentioned. We all know how big of a name he is. Would you be putting pressure on Frank and Andy Ayling to try and get that big fight? Because domestically, I don't think it gets much bigger than a Eubank Jr. fight. Yeah, no,
for sure. And the good thing with Frank and Andy is I've never actually said to them, this is the fight I've won. They know Frank is a Hall of Fame promoter for a reason. Andy knows what he's doing. He's been in the game for a long time. And like I said, all I've got to do is just listen to them and whoever they put in front of me beat.
How good is that for you, knowing that you can sit back, relax, do your thing, training in the States, and you've got a team back here who's going to be setting everything up for you, and you don't actually have to worry about that because you've got full trust in them?
Do you know what it is? I'm forever grateful. Forever grateful for that. I've seen it with other fighters, that's not the case, and other teams as well, it's not the case. But I think once I entered the sport of professional boxing, I always maintained a certain level of professionalism, and it's still been maintained to this day, and the relationship's getting better and better. And I understand it changes the higher you get in the sport, but I think I know my loyalties are lie with Andy and Frank.
Whilst you received a lot of praise, rightly so, on Saturday night, you do always get the critics. What do you say to the people who say that wasn't the Liam Williams of the Andrade fight, the Liam Smith fight, and you kind of picked up where Eubank left off? I'm not saying that, but I know people have.
I think that's bollocks, to be fair. I think it's just total bullshit. Because then if that was the case, why couldn't Chris Eubank Jr. do it? Simple as that. Why couldn't Chris Eubank Jr. do that? And if you watch Liam's comeback fight as well, he was knocked both his guys' spark out, and it's not easy to do that. So he shows that, listen, he wasn't there messing around, he was there to fight.
Is it underestimated how much of a statement that was on Saturday night?
I believe so. But at the same time, I have got a lot of recognition from it as well. So you get the naysayers, but I mean, everyone's got an opinion at the end of the day, and you can't let it. It is what it is. It's boxing. That's what makes boxing such a great sport.
Just last one.
Yep.
When Frank kind of got a new crop of youngsters, including yourself, 3-4 years ago now, people were looking around trying to figure the stars out, and I think by performance prior to that, you could be that star. For the next 18 months, 2 years, will we see you as the number one star of British boxing?
God willing. God willing, all I've got to do is keep my head down, stay humble, stay focused, stay respectful, and just keep doing what I do to the best of my ability.
Excellent. Hamza Shiraz, thank you very much for speaking to IFL TV, and hopefully hear some news on when you're next out very soon, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.